Apparently it's great.
Feel free to stand if you want.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power, our separate flags for kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour, our trials and light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in praise, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seek for the soul in our radiant store, nurture in love and conscience refined, with Lord and Spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
Gather the Spirit.
Gather the Spirit, growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun, winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one.
Nice.
Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
You sound beautiful.
As we prepare ourselves to enter into sacred space, we must first acknowledge the truths of this land, which Margaret Galbraith is going to do.
Thank you, Pam. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are meeting in the land of Mi'kmaq, the ancestral unceded land of the Mi'kmaq. Acknowledging the Mi'kmaq ancestral territory is our way of showing respect for and honoring our shared treaty relationship. As part of our commitment as UUs to honor this relationship, we need to work with Indigenous people to protect the earth. Our concern for the climate and the crisis we now find all peoples in is one aspect of protecting the earth. Our federal government has taken a major step towards protection, believe it or not. Last week, they announced our first formal climate change strategy, planning and funds to help people prepare for the climate disasters we know are coming. This sets the stage for more detailed implementation plans to be rolled out later, more funding, but this is the document that sets the priorities that are essential for effective action. It does outline several targets, such as embedding climate change in all decisions regarding the infrastructure systems, location, planning, designing, managing, adapting, operating, and maintaining them. Indigenous communities must be able to protect their traditional lands, and there are broad targets for stopping and reversing nature and biodiversity loss. There are other targets to do with standards for construction on lands prone to climate-related threats, and protecting and expanding urban wild areas and wetlands. Of course, there are complaints that it's too little, it's too late, there's not enough money, but it is readily admitted that it will need the support of all levels of government and the people of this country. But it is a roadmap to guide our investments in our work, a bold plan for the work that is ahead. Let's make sure that the work gets done.
Adventus in Latin means waiting. In the Christian tradition, it is the season starting with the 4 Sundays before Christmas, which is really long this year because Christmas Day is on a Sunday. Today is in fact the first Sunday of Advent. In the liturgical Christian sense, it's waiting for Jesus to be born, and Advent is both a time of waiting and of repentance, looking within ourselves for a better person. The traditional colors on Christian Advent wreaths reflect this by using purple for 3 Sundays and pink for 1. It's been a very long time since I identified as any type of Christian. However, the ritual of lighting the Advent wreath each Sunday has remained through my children's childhood into life as a soul of senior. I still get great meaning from this ritual. Why? Why does the Advent wreath still hold meaning to me? It's certainly a bit primeval, the lighting of candles for the dispelling of darkness. Maybe that's the basis for the whole thing in the first place. But I think it also helps me focus during the busy time of holiday waiting and doing when there are so many external and internal distractions. It helps me meditate on the things the candles represent. So even though I'm not waiting for the literal or figurative Jesus, I am waiting for the things that the Advent candles represent. Hope in the darkness, peace in our hearts and the world, joy in our lives, and love in our hearts. The first candle we light this morning, though, is our chalice. And we light this every week to help us focus, to symbolize our coming together in community, and also as a symbol of dispelling the darkness in the world, and also in our lives and even our souls from time to time. And Abby is going to help me light the chalice this morning. Words from Mary Oliver. But I also say this, that light is an invitation to happiness, and that happiness, when it's done right, is a kind of holiness, palpable and redemptive. The first candle on the Advent wreath represents hope. And we all have different kinds of hope. Some are small and personal, like hoping for good driving weather or finding that elusive Christmas candy. If Arden's listening, I'm trying really hard to find the barley toys. Many at the same time. We hold bigger personal hopes for help for ourselves and those we love. Our hopes are bigger too, as we hope for peace and justice in our world and in our community. Before we light the first candle of Advent, the Hope Candle, the after choir is going to sing a song about hope.
The after choir has limited numbers today. I think Paul is home sick, is he? Yeah. Is he on the screen somewhere? What's that? Is he on the screen somewhere? He's probably struggling. Yeah, he's waiting for Paul. These guys don't know how to play Bob Marley reggae music. Anyway, yeah, we learned, Rowan and I learned the reggae rhythm this morning, just 5 minutes before service.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Sing it, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you.
melody's pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, worry about a thing, oh, every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, I won't worry, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Yeah, you're singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. I won't worry, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Yeah, 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 every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry, no, no, every little thing's gonna be
Phoebe is going to come and help me light the first candle on the Advent wreath. I have a reading called Hope Rises by John Burens and Rebecca Parker, which I will read while Phoebe lights it. So you remember. And you can light the cherry. Hope rises. It rises from the heart of life, here and now, beating with joy and sorrow. Hope longs. It longs for good to be affirmed, for justice and love to prevail, for suffering to be alleviated, and for life to flourish in peace. Hope remembers. It remembers the dreams of those who have gone before and reaches for a connection with them across the boundary of death. Hope acts. It acts to bless, to protest, and to repair. And it'll light. There we go.
That's a new one.
Thanks, Phoebe. The second candle of the Advent wreath is peace. And just as hope and peace go hand in hand, the after choir is going to present a song about hope and peace. And they're hoping that they get through it because they told me this is Paul's song, but I think this will be just totally awesome.
We'll pretend that our phone is all set up. Jim, you just look at the sheet you got there behind the table. See if you can find the anthem. You have to look over the same sheet.
the birds they sing, the break of day, start again. I heard them say, don't dwell on what has passed away and what is yet to be. The war they will be fought again, the holy dove be caught again, bought and sold and bought again. The dove is never free. Forget your perfect covering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. We ask for signs, the signs were sent. The birth betrayed, the marriage end, the widowhood of every government. Signs for all to see. Can't run no more with the lawless crowd, while killers in high places say their prayers out loud, but they're all summing up for a thundercloud, and they're gonna hear it from me. So ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. You can have the parts, but you won't get the sun. You can strike up the march, there is no drum, and every heart to love must come, but like a refugee. So ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Don't ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in.
Thank you. Marie-Claude Leroux, our Director of Religious Education, has the story about peace. And Miranda's gonna light the peace candle at some point while Marie-Claude tells the story.
Good morning. Good morning. Didn't think of holding the mic when I planned this.
I can hold the mic for you.
But that's okay.
You can use this one.
We'll do this. Okay. Those who know me know I draw a lot. So I don't know if you can see in my hand. I'm holding an origami paper crane. There might be one on the screen above. In Japan, the crane is a mystical creature, and it's said to live for 1,000 years. Because of this, it became a symbol of good luck and long life. In honor of this mystical creature, there's a Japanese legend that holds that if you fold 1,000 paper cranes, 1,000 of these, you'll be granted a wish by the gods. That is a task that requires patience, dedication, and a lot of paper. We have about 15 here, and it was hours. And it was a task that Sadako Sasaki decided to take on when she was 12 years old. And I wonder if anyone can think of what her wish might have been at 12 to take on such a task. Well, Sadako was 2 years old when the world's first atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. She survived the blast, and she grew up as a happy child who loved to run and play, until she couldn't run and play anymore. When she was 11 years old, she started to feel tired and weak all the time. Sadako had developed leukemia from her exposure to the radiation, and that is a deadly disease. When she was in the hospital, her father sat down beside her on her bed, and he told her the legend of the paper cranes. And so she began to fold 1,000 paper cranes. She would use any paper she came across. She started with wrapping paper from the presents she received from her classmates. And near the end, she was using the wrappers from her medicine bottles. What do you think her wish was? I don't know if any of the girls, what do you think her wish was, Abby? To get better again. Exactly. So even though Sadako folded 1,000 paper cranes, she could not overcome her disease. And as she began to feel weaker, she was saying while she folded these cranes, "I will write peace on your wings, and you will fly around the world." Sadako's wish had changed. She folded origami cranes to keep hope and spirit alive. And when she passed away, Sadako's classmates worked really hard to help her realize her new wish, for peace to be found around the world. Her classmates, those children, worked for years to raise enough money to build a memorial in honor of Sadako and of all the children who died from the atomic bombings. It's called the Children's Peace Monument. It's a statue of a young girl holding a crane. Thousands of people visit every year and place folded origami cranes there. It's become a global symbol for peace. So today, Sadako's cranes have inspired a ripple of hope for peace that has grown and spread around the world. And here, we have, like I said, about 15 dozen paper cranes, and a small step towards 1,000. And I invite you, Miranda, Abby, Phoebe, Nico, to come and take a crane, and anyone else who wants to come. Like I said, there's about 15 to 20. Come on up front, girls. Come take a crane and hang it from our Christmas tree while holding a wish for peace in your heart. There you go, Nico. Do you want to follow Miranda? She can take it. So I have a few more, and I think our tree needs more cranes. Thank you, girls. And Miranda, would you like to light the chalice for peace? Not the chalice, the candle. The second Advent candle for peace.
Thank you, Rachel. If you want to, close your eyes and stay seated. Jessica will present a reflective song, Still about Peace, which was written and first performed by Ed McCurdy in 1950 while he was living in Canada, in a world that had just lived through a horrific world war and was terrified there might be another. We find ourselves 72 years later still singing this as a heartfelt prayer instead of just memory.
night I had the strangest dream I ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room. The room was filled with men, and the paper they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when the papers all were signed and million copies made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and grateful prayers were prayed. And the people in the streets below were dancing round and round, and guns and swords and uniforms were scattered on the ground. Last night I had the strangest dream I ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war.
And the after choir will now perform, to get us in a more happy mood. Gonna Lay Down My Sword and Shield, which can be found in the Green Gray hymn book, number 162. You're welcome to sing along, as always. I think they have a slightly different arrangement though, so don't read the music or the words too closely and just embrace it.
I think we do have the lyrics, okay.
Oh, okay, whatever.
We tried to model it.
We enjoy.
This wasn't a feature song for the after choir, this was just to accompany the congregational singing.
Oh, perfect.
Ain't gonna
The third candle represents joy. All the candles I found looking for an appropriate reading for joy to promote. I don't really understand why. I can think of many examples of joy in my own life, the small everyday joys. The first, only the first, snowfall, sunsets, both the first crocus in the spring and the first leaves showing colors in the fall. I can think of past unexpected joys so powerful that they left me breathless. Like when I moved home and I had a total breath in Nova Scotia border because I couldn't breathe anymore. And look, I get emotional just thinking of it. It's 5 years this week. Many of us have experienced immense joys that come seldom over a lifetime. Births, adoptions, a new love, personal or family achievements. And I found many readings that spoke to the absence of joy, but not the presence of it. I found readings, a lot of Unitarian ones, suggesting that there was guilt in finding joy when so many in our world suffer. UU interpretations of the Advent candles I found leave out joy and call it something else, faith being most common. But it really came up empty. So I turned once again to Mary Oliver, and I find these words to be very appropriate. And Phoebe is going to come and light the third candle while I am reading Mary Oliver and Joy. If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give into it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We are not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back, that sometimes something happened better than all the riches or power in the world. It could be anything, but very likely you notice it in the instant when love begins. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. Let us now sing together, standing or dancing if you are willing. I know there are some people in here that love to dance. Hymn number 1024 in the Teal hymn book, When the Spirit Says Do.
But first, me and Miranda are gonna play.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have that. My second says Miranda Hooka is going to help us increase joy. I'm sorry, Miranda.
She would have been happy with you.
No.
Okay.
When the Spirit says do.
Oh, and Phoebe or whoever wants to come up, I have some instruments. You want an instrument? I've got instruments. Here. You want these ones? And I've got shakers. Shaker. Okay, so don't pick some that are super, super loud. These ones are good ones. Okay, you guys can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get the really, really loud ones, because then you'll mess me up. So stand if you feel free, dance if you want, sit if you want.
gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you gotta do, oh Lord, you gotta do when the Spirit says do. Spirit says do, 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 Spirit says do. You gotta dance when the Spirit says do. You gotta dance when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says dance, you gotta dance. You gotta dance when the Spirit says dance. Spirit says dance, Spirit says dance, Spirit says dance, Spirit says dance, Spirit says dance and sing. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing, oh Lord. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. Spirit says sing, 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 Spirit says sing. One more time, you gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. Everybody, when the Spirit says do, you gotta do, oh Lord, you gotta do when the Spirit says do. Spirit says do, 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 Spirit says do. Spirit says do. That's the wrong note. Okay, you know what, that's better. There we go. There we go.
Open the drawer up for me. There you go. Between joy and love, I want to take time for complex truths. We bring our hearts into this sacred space of community, and we open them up to each other, for each other, so that those of us who carry pain might be comforted by the presence of a loving community, so that those of us who are happy and well might share our joy and see it multiply in others. And so those of us who carry complex truths might find a welcoming space to process and make meaning of all that life brings. This, our communal well, holds all of our stories. It is the place we come to be held and loved. The water reminds us of our connection to each other, to all life, and to the earth itself. So if you have a story, a joy, a sorrow, or complex truth on your heart that needs to be spoken in community, we invite you to share in 15 words or less. You may also come up in silence. People joining us from Zoom can type in the chat 15 words or less, and Riley will read them for me and I will repeat them. And we invite you to drop a stone into our well of community to mark your story and to remind you that you are not alone.
Many joys this week. My daughter turned 31 yesterday.
Hold the mic up to you.
My daughter turned 31 yesterday. I turned 64 today. My grandson had tubes put in his ears, and the joy, we didn't even know he was having hearing problems, but the joy on his face when he started hearing things was incredible.
Only in Canada, eh? where the Prime Minister's entourage will be on public TV for our major event, and where Prime Minister of New Zealand can do what she did for weapons. Amazing, amazing.
I have two things I want to mention. One of them is grieving the death, sudden death in September, which I'm going to about on Friday, of Meinhard Buhl, who is a very important person in the environmental community and has contributed a huge amount to that in the festival. It's very sad to learn about that. The other thing is that there's a book coming out, which will have a launch at the library on Wednesday. There's a chapter about my dad, who used to be a member of this congregation. It's all about different elements of war and peace in Nova Scotia.
If someone can put one in for me, there is a birthday in this congregation, and he's not looking at me on purpose. Happy birthday, Colin!
Happy birthday, Colin.
Yeah, he's still not looking at me.
I mentioned when we had the service outside that I was starting tea, and I've officially been on it for a little bit more than a month now. And I'm actually starting to see changes, and it's fantastic, and I'm just delighted.
I have lots of joy lately of noticing the little things that I'm grateful for, which this morning was my son sleeping in until 6:30, which is past his usual 5 a.m. So I'm stoked with that.
And you're so late.
Speaking of birthdays, reminded me that my daughter Leela has her birthday coming up this Wednesday.
Riley, are there any Zoom people on the chat?
No, other than issues with the microphone.
Okay.
But I'll have to take care of that after the service.
Oh, okay. This microphone?
Yes.
Okay.
Not you, I do.
Okay. The final candle on our Advent wreath is for love. Oh, I forgot the last thing on this, sorry. After I add one more stone, for all of the joys, sorrows, and complex truths that remain in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts, the ones that words cannot express and the ones that are still in formation. We see you, we love you, we are here for you. The final candle in our Advent wreath is for love. Unitarian Universalists draw from many sources. Perhaps it's appropriate that when putting a spin on the Christian tradition of Advent, we look to Christian sources for words about love. Miranda is going to come and light the fourth candle while I read, and words from the Christian Bible, which some call the New Testament, paraphrased from Corinthians chapter 13. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. and these three remain: faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. Stand as you are willing and able, or even want to, and sing from the Gray Hymn Book, a hymn inspired by these verses. Number 131, Love Will Guide Us.
Love will guide us, Jesus guide us, hope inside us, will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot sing before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love.
Love will guide us.
Love will guide us.
Let me hear you.
Peace that's right us, hope inside us, will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Community is made possible by the offering of our individual skills, commitments, and gifts.
Microphone.
Oh. Oops. You know it was gonna happen, right? Community is made possible by the offering of our individual skills, commitments, and gifts. The truth is that we need each other and money to survive. And yet, nobody's worth and dignity is in any way measured by the amount of money that they have or don't have to give. So during the offering, we invite you to offer what you can, if you can, to support this sanctuary of progressive spirituality. And if you don't carry cash, you can donate by e-transfer to treasurer@uuch.ca. I haven't had coffee yet. The only announcement that I'm going to announce, because the announcements go out in an email on Thursdays, and we'll keep on reminding everybody about the times of holiday services and so on and so forth. But our holiday bazaar is this coming up weekend, and we told you that you could drop stuff off today. That would be great, like in the ballroom. And if you, our big drop off is Friday between 10 and 4. So just wanted to draw your attention to that. And Pam Berman has her weekly exciting, very exciting news. The blue things here from last week.
Oh, good, I'm working. I found another one. Fine. This is, I will be updating one more week. And after that, we'll leave it up to the board. But at this point, we have $110,818, which is 82% of our goal.
Yay.
Get there. Where are we? Here? No, right here. Okay,
Yeah.
yay. Our garden is growing.
Oh, and Anne looks like she wants to see it. The camera's ready.
Thanks, Pam. Where am I here? I hope that hope, peace, joy, and love are all part of your navigating the coming holiday season and into whatever 2023 brings us. Our closing hymn is O Come Emmanuel. I distributed different words that I thought were different from those in our great hymnal, and I haven't had a chance to compare them word for word, but 2 people this morning said they're the same words. So whatever words you're singing, O come Emmanuel, and I don't know what number it is.
It is 225.
I will be distinguishing the chalice during this hymn, which will serve as our closing words.
Oh, come, Emmanuel, and with your captive children dwell. Give comfort to all exiles here, and to the aching heart and cheer. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within as love to dwell. Oh, come, you splendor very bright, as joy that never yields. I can't hear because it's my hearing is, I just I've got my
Oh, okay. Underneath the table where the coffee is.